Hey Henry, welcome to Toronto. How are you?
I'm good, Lance. Thanks for welcoming me.
Okay, great. I just wondered if you could start with your first NHL goal coming against Toronto. What do you remember about that? And the second part of the question is more relevant. I guess it would be what you've heard maybe from your GM since you were acquired about your future role here.
Yeah, no, that's obviously it's a pretty exciting moment. Scoring first NHL goal, especially being in a city like Toronto. It was a pretty bizarre moment. I think the game was kind of out of hand at that point, and we needed someone to go out on the power play. So the power play coach came bombing down the bench and told me to go out and just. There's some guys out there that I didn't want to take out of their spot, being I think it was Granlund and Hurdle. So just went in the middle. I think it was Granlund found me and just was able to get a stick on it, and was pretty excited about it. Obviously, it's a tough game for it to come in, but it was a pretty exciting moment. So that was awesome. And then in terms of just getting started in Toronto, no major conversations yet. Obviously, just kind of getting my feet wet and getting welcomed over these past couple of days. New experience, being traded, for the first time while being an active player pro, and just trying to figure it out. And I'm sure I'll kind of get more information as this week goes on.
Next, we'll go to David Alter from the Hockey News. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Henry, welcome to Toronto. I guess before coming to in a game, what did you know about playing in Canada or Toronto, like as a franchise before the trade?
Yeah. So, I mean, I grew up in the Boston area, so I knew the Boston-Toronto rivalry and kind of the history that they've seen in the playoffs, and just knowing kind of how electric of a hockey market it is. I spent a lot of summer tournaments and weekends, from youth hockey up in the Toronto area. So I'm a little familiar with the area, but not too much. So I'm excited to kind of explore it, learn the city, learn the fans, and most importantly, just kind of get rolling with the team and move forward and hopefully win some games.
How about your reaction to when you got moved? Were you expecting it all? Did it come as a complete surprise to you?
Yeah, no, it was a total surprise. Was just watching a movie, watching Top Gun, and got a call from my career, and he broke the news to me. So it was definitely surprising, but when he told me where I was traded, it was definitely a nice. It was a nice way for that phone call kind of wrap up, because knowing I was going to a city like Toronto and just knowing the history and the success that the team has had, over the past couple of years, with obviously the end goal still in sight, and there's more to push for, but it definitely was pretty exciting to know where I was going to end up.
Next, we'll go to Nick Barton from the Hockey News. Go ahead, Nick.
Hi, Henry. Welcome to Toronto. I'm just curious, with the amount of defensemen Toronto has, is there any part of your game that you're hoping to develop further to maybe hopefully make yourself a mainstay on the blue line going forward?
Yeah, I think for me, an aspect of my game that's hasn't really probably shined yet in terms of at the NHL level would be my ability to move the puck. I think that was sort of my calling card, in junior and college. And I think, playing with San Jose was very fortunate, to get a chance to break in there and play a bunch of games and play a lot of minutes. But at times I think it was just a little challenging to, put in positions to move the puck and get involved. And obviously there's just a lot of defending, which, I was able to get some experience with that. But for me, I would say I'm excited to, be a two-way defenseman. I think I'm reliable in most situations on the ice. I think that's one of my best assets, is being versatile. Be able to use sort of in special teams and up and down throughout a lineup. So for me, there's a lot that I feel I want to still be able to show and prove.
Next, we'll go to Luke Fox from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Henry. Why do you think it didn't work out in San Jose, and what's the biggest lesson you learned over your years as a Shark?
Yeah, I think, with my time in San Jose, the way that their organization was moving, and they wanted to add some veteran experience on the blue line, and it came down to sort of a numbers game. So that was sort of the situation and what I was handed. So for me, I was, once I was told, I was like, all right, great, let's move on. Decided to join Toronto. So that situation is kind of in the past and something that I'm grateful for, and feel that while I was there, I was able to learn, how to be an NHLer and how to defend at the NHL level and kind of what it takes to be reliable. So it's something that I feel grateful for, but feel that there's still some steps that I want to be able to take moving forward here.
Next, we'll go to Dave Feschuk from the Toronto Star. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Henry. Just wondering, when you were a kid growing up in the Boston area, what was your level of fandom in the Bruins, and sort of which players did you look up to the most as a kid?
Yeah, I as much as I hate to say it, I was a Bruins fan growing up. Just having that market nearby and just being a big fan of the sport in general. Obviously, it was hard not to cheer for him. So for me, I was always a big Chara fan, just being a defenseman and him being one of the leaders on the team, and just being kind of a mainstay year in and year out for them. He's a guy that I've been fortunate enough to meet and actually skate with, and just someone that's a first-class human and obviously first-class player. So he was a guy that I was always a fan of growing up.
When did you skate with Chara?
Gosh, it would have been in the summer. I couldn't put a specific year on it. It was. I want to say
when you were a kid, you were younger, or?
No. It was. He must have been a free agent, and we were skating during the summer, just running through some drills and stuff. And he actually ran a lot of the drills, which is pretty cool. Just get some defensive work in with him.
Thanks very much.
We'll take two more here. Next up, we'll go back to Lance Hornby, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Lance.
Yeah, Henry, just curious. Anybody? I certainly know you were the draft class with Matthias Mancelli and Cade Wood. Expect you'd know way back to ever passing him in the draft or whatever. But do you know anybody? And my last question would be, what number are you going to wear if you've had a chance to pick one?
Yeah, I don't. In that draft, I know Cade a little bit just from actually playing in the kind of the prep school New England